day 2 of working with my magic planets right in front of you. So, my magic planets are Saturn and Mars. When things are difficult, I work with Mars. When things are easy, I work with Saturn. So, we're at the heels of a full moon in Sagittarius. And I plan ahead for the astrology and what energies I'm going to work with. So, I know that depending on the severity of the full moon, it might affect me. I'm a new moon baby, which means I was born on a new moon under Sagittarius. So I know that my best energy and prime is put out at the beginning of the new moon season. And I also know that on full moons, I'm wacky tacky. I'm not at my necessary best because the energy is too chaotic for me and my nervous system. So I tend to process slower. Now, given what full moon it is, the sign, I'll do better and I'll do worse. So, the Sagittarius full moon, as a person who has the moon in Sagittarius, is high caliber in potential karmic crises happening. So, what does a karmic crisis look like? Something emotional coming up, me being put into a really tight position, something that could possibly open the doors to a karmic situation. So I know that all of these things could come to me. And so because of that, I switched over to my Mars. And what I did was schedule less clients today for private readings. I created less demand around me. And I also scheduled time for Mars. So Mars in Leo right now is all about creativity. So I have two fun activities, one for me and one for my kid, that we could do today that's going to help take off the edge. I have to be honest and say that yesterday something a little bit karmic did come up, not exactly for me, but through me. I got a phone call from a family friend, and this person is a Sagittarius. And so I transferred that phone call to another family member, and I immediately saw the bubbles, and I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have repeated that conversation because it only triggered something." So I immediately corrected it by going to the store, getting a bouquet of flowers, taking it to my family member, and apologizing and saying, "You know what? I didn't have to repeat that. I know it had nothing to do with me. And so I'm just going to exit out of this potential karmic crisis." And thankfully, it was smoothed over. My family member was very receiving of the flowers. We talked about it. We had a good healing conversation, and everything is a-okay. But that was totally a test. That was totally the universe throwing me something that shouldn't have been on my plate. So then what I learned from that is like, keep your mouth shut. Don't be talking, and stick to your Mars, which today is all about creativity. So, by the way, that also means that for the next 2 days, I will not be working with Saturn because that's going to be too much pressure on me. So, anything having to do with leadership, working out, and stuff like that, I'm going to keep it a bay. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. It just means that I'm going to be a lot more flexible with myself and not be like, I need to get this straight away. If you would like to learn how to work with your magic planet or be assigned your magic planet, there's two ways you could do it. You can get a reading with me so I can look at your chart and see what they are, or you can go onto my live streams when I'm on and drop in your big three because I always have a header. In those live streams, I also do readings, so you could get lucky by getting your magic planet or just booking a reading with me on the live stream. Talk to you soon.